You're live. Is the microphone working?
I think so.
Let's see.
It says that it's working, so.
I don't want to hit this button. I'm afraid if I hit the button, something
I
bad will
think it'll
happen.
just mute us.
You think it'll just mute us? You think it's on?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, I think it's working.
Did you see a little green? I see the little green.
Yeah, I think it's working. Okay.
I like it we start a little early and get set up like this so that it actually looks like we're behind the scenes almost.
Yeah.
There were a lot of people who were responding online that favorably to the idea, right?
What
So it's pretty
idea?
cool
Like
that we were
the
actually going to be live. I'm gonna try to move over because I want people to see the toys.
Okay.
I'm gonna move back. That way we can both fit. It's almost 3:00. People will be joining soon, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to just like?
I have a little outline. So there we go. It's 3:00. There we go.
Cool. So do you want to just like go into the?
We're
What's going on?
live.
Yeah. So there's
live.
like so people here. So
hey, howdy, hey. Welcome to Disney Assembled Live on YouTube. That's where we are. We're on YouTube.
Yeah.
Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. It's a beautiful day. I'm sad we weren't able to video outside. Maybe we get some equipment. Maybe if Santa brings us some good equipment, we can do some video outside because it is an absolutely beautiful day here where we are.
I want to use that camera for my own
right
filming and photography.
Very good. So Andrew is there. Hello, Andrew. Thank you for joining. Andrew, give us a thumbs up or something in the chat if everything's coming through pretty good, if the sound is working and everything else. So there we go. Well, why don't we do some intro before we get into our conversation? Let's get our business stuff out of the way, right? So people who are either watching the recording maybe will know to look for us on our website, disneyassembled.com, where you can click on the appropriate buttons to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all at Disney Assembled. We really appreciate that. You can shoot us an email, disneyassembled@gmail.com. There's also a link on our website. If you want to leave us a voicemail message, you click the link, it takes you to a web page. You record your message, we get a recording, and maybe we do that.
Yeah.
And listen to the podcast. We had an episode that went out last night at 7:00. You want to look at the notes? All right.
Yeah,
we had a podcast that went out last night at 7. You can't read my handwriting,
no,
I bet.
Probably not.
So the new episode is out, and hopefully it is you've listened to it. If not, listen to it. Not right now though. After you finish watching, listen to the episode.
I liked this episode. I liked talking about the investor meeting releases, and I know you didn't really want to talk about it this week because by now it's kind of old news, I guess. But I think I don't know. I thought that was fun.
Yeah, we talked some more about Pixar and Disney Animation Studios content coming to Disney Plus. That was all released at the investor meeting.
Yeah.
So we gave it a naughty or nice list. We put each of those on naughty or nice list.
Yes.
And then we did a Shop Disney review, right?
Yeah, the gift list thing.
That was a lot of fun. So we had a lot of laughs. We had a lot of fun.
We probably could have done more of those, but since you were scrolling on your phone and there were all these like baby gifts, like it was hard to find.
Right.
Like good ones to talk about. Okay.
That's all good. So yeah, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. DM us, email us, voicemail us, all that good stuff. If you are not subscribed to the YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button. We would love to get to 100 subscribers as soon as possible. We're getting closer. We're up to 41, I think now. We added one or two in the past week or so, which is great. We really appreciate that. And thank you to our patrons over on Patreon. Adam, Andrew, Brenda, and Danny. Thank you guys very much. So if you're feeling the love and you want to support us beyond just subscribing to the channel or listening to the podcast, subscribing to the podcast would be great. You can leave us a 5-star rating and review over on Apple Podcasts would be fantastic. Or you can visit our store on TeePublic, right?
Yep.
T-shirts, masks, You always add something in there that we don't really sell on TeePublic. I think in the episode we last night you said something about
like
pillowcases. We don't.
Yeah.
There's no pillowcases. There's like notebooks and stickers and
like
masks.
we have them available. It's just like the joke is like nobody buys that stuff, which is like honestly fair.
Well, stickers and T-shirts people buy, and we
Yeah.
certainly have stickers and T-shirts over there, and coffee mugs. People usually buy mugs and cups and stuff.
Mhm.
So we have that, which is really cool. So do that, or you can join us on Patreon. Extra content, and we have different member levels with different rewards. So yeah, check it out.
Okay, cool.
So on this live episode, I know we're gonna get through a couple of things. Maybe we had planned. We may not get through all of it, but we'll see. I know you want to talk about Mandalorian season 2 because we didn't do our Mimi's Mando moment or Mando recap yesterday in the podcast episodes. We're saving it for this. So we definitely want to talk Mandalorian and maybe some other stuff related to Mandalorian. And
said
then
in the episode that we were going to talk about like the stuff we have on the wall.
We have some stuff on the wall. We could get to that. We can talk about the holidays in general, sort of their Disney holiday quick feelings about that. Maybe there's some Marvel stuff we want to touch in. And there's some what if scenarios that some listeners have written in to us about that maybe we can bring those up. Like what if Disney scenarios. So let's talk about Mandalorian season 2.
Yeah.
Can we do that first?
With the like finale.
Right.
So
go for it.
I don't really remember how it started.
Well, it started with them chasing the doctor, the clone doctor.
That's right. So they're chasing the doctor, and then they find him, and he's like, okay, well, like, this is what you need to do. And so they're like, cool. And then they get to the ship. They do a lot of cool fighty things, and then they find, or the Mandalorian, I guess, finds Grogu with Gideon in his little cell.
Right.
And then Gideon's like, you can have him, but some other things have to happen. And then the sword, and then there's like...
I'm sorry, every time I hear Gideon, I keep thinking little Gideon.
You're watching.
Stay away from that child, Mando! That's mine! The sword is mine!
It's like, there's this like sort of Mandalore, and it's like, basically, the Mandalorian gets Grogu back, and they have Gideon under possession, I guess, like under arrest, and then Luke shows up and takes Grogu away to be trained. Saves Grogu and takes him away.
Well, saves all of them.
Well, right, but like from the
right,
the Dark Troopers,
right.
And the music for them was really cool. I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was really interesting. I was like, that's cool, the music. Anyway, so like Luke shows up and saves everyone, and then takes Grogu away. It's really sad or whatever, and then like there's just so many things happening. There's like the main plot, and then there's like, okay, well, what are they gonna do with Gideon? And then like, what about the Sword of Mandalore, right? Like that was like a very important part that they obviously needed, that they pushed out to us like for a specific reason,
right?
And so like I wonder if that's what the second season's gonna be like, or if it's gonna be about something else. I don't know, or the third season, I guess.
Let's talk about it through the eyes of the characters and where they are at the end of the season, and what might happen in season 2. Which character you want to start with?
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Let's start with Gideon. So he's captured.
But like
I already lost Grogu, but he said something about, I already got what I needed. I've already gotten his blood.
Right. So
I don't know what's going to happen with him. I guess they'll bring him. My guess is he's arrested. They're going to bring him for interrogation. But he'll escape. I think he'll escape somewhere.
I don't know if we'll see a ton of him.
I think he's going to escape.
Like, I feel like we're supposed to kind of forget about him, and then he's supposed to come back.
I want to know what happened to that doctor.
Didn't they kill him?
No. He was on the ship.
Right, and then they killed him.
Who killed him?
I don't know.
I don't think
I thought they killed him. I don't know. I guess not.
I think all of that is leading to how I think all of that work eventually becomes how we ended up with the sequel trilogy with the Snoke and the cloning chambers with the Emperor.
Yeah.
I think this is the beginning of all that. I think there's a plot going on that this is a very beginning of that plot that eventually becomes that.
Right, but not all of the sequel trilogy was about Snoke. It was literally just the first.
No, but that's part of it was obviously the Emperor was doing some kind of cloning of
Yeah.
something. So I'm wondering if Grogu's blood becomes what eventually becomes Snoke, because Snoke had the Force, and he was a cloned entity. He wasn't like a real person.
Yeah.
So I wonder if he became, over time, as they kept cloning and cloning and cloning people, this is what they ended up with.
Mhm. I wonder, like, what's gonna happen to Grogu? Like, if he's still gonna be part of the series, or if he's gonna get like his own thing.
I think he's gonna. I think he's too. He brings in too much. He brings in too much money to not be on the show.
Yes.
So they have to find a way for him to show up, because they
Right.
have to sell toys.
That, and he's too important to the plot, like that too. You know.
Yeah, but that storyline ended with him leaving.
It's a crappy
So they have to
ending.
find. I'm going to be curious to see how they bring him back into the show.
I don't think that they would have had Luke be the Jedi that saved Grogu if it really was just the end of his storyline.
He goes off with Luke.
It would have been Luke.
But he goes off the train with Luke. When do you see him again? I mean, either he has to leave the training.
I know he's like leaving for the time being, but if he was really only there for money, it wouldn't have been Luke.
Right.
Like Luke is.
It would have been like Ahsoka, so he could be on the Ahsoka show.
Right. Like Luke, like, you know.
Right.
So
I don't know. It'd be interesting. That's sort of a question that I have, is how they're going to keep Grogu in the show.
I wonder if we're going to go
and
like
sell
back
toys
and forth between like
if he's not in the show.
Story and the Mandalorian story, and how they kind of connect with each other. Right. Maybe it's going to be like kind of like a two.
Well, maybe one way they can keep them together is something we can talk about later in the episode, which is that Mandalorian cereal with the Grogu shaped marshmallows in it, which we'll do a taste test and a review of later in this episode. So I don't know. So Grogu, I don't know. Gideon, I don't know. Grogu, we talked about Grogu. I don't know what's going to happen with him.
Yeah.
Right. Cara Dune.
She's probably just going to go back to where she came from.
I think someone is a spy. I think the reason, two things. Either there's a spy that has been telling Gideon what's going on, because he knows a lot. Because he boasts about how much he knows.
Right.
So either he knows a lot because someone's telling him, or
I think it's Boba Fett.
It could be Thrawn, who is predicted these things. Because one of the things about the character of Thrawn is he's a master tactician. Like he can see, he predicts steps and steps and steps out in advance, and kind of. But how would he know about these? I don't know. It could be Boba Fett. Could be Cara Dune. Could be the spy.
I don't think it's Cara Dune. I don't think it's her. Because like, I guess it would be kind of like a fun plot twist, but I don't
see how Boba could be the spy, because Boba and Den have only been together for a short amount of time, and Gideon's been getting information for much longer.
Right, but like Boba's been following them. We just like didn't know about it, like, because I don't know. I just feel like he is a bounty hunter, and the child was the biggest bounty on the market.
Right.
It wouldn't make sense for him to not have been hired to follow them, and then once the Mandalorian had his armor, then it was like more of a reason. I don't know. Like, kind of doesn't make sense.
Right.
But it might.
Andrew says he thinks the spy is the other guy that was with Cara.
The guy that they released back.
I think he's talking about Grief, Karga.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
He thinks he was the spy, or the guy playing the other side.
Yeah.
That's possible. I didn't think about that one. That one's possible. So we know about that. We know about Grogu. We know Cara. We know about Boba and Fennec Shan, because they go back to Tatooine and take over the hut. And so, and
that's another series.
Bib Fortuna gets blasted. Put an F in the chat for Bib Fortuna.
It's really cool. It's like,
type F in the chat for Bib.
Like, very obviously a doll, though. It's like really funny. I was like,
yeah. Bib got fat. He put on some pounds since Boba went away. He was large and in charge, and they took him out. The Book of Boba Fett's going to be interesting.
It is going to be.
I didn't read these. I don't know anything really about it, but I think there's a series of stories that are not canon that was essentially tales of the Hutt like it was tales, like different stories about Jabba the Hutt being in charge. I wonder if they're going to take that concept and apply it to Boba Fett and take inspiration from those stories and bring some of that in and tell like these tales of Boba Fett.
Do you think
being
they'll
in
be
charge.
just Tales of Boba Fett, just like standalone episodes, or do you think it'll have like an overarching plot that overlaps?
You know, I
with
almost want
Mandalorian?
it to be
because like
separate but related. Like in other words, I'd like to see if it the book of Boba Fett. I'd like to see them try to explain how he got out of the Sarlacc pit and what he did during all that time before he hooked up with Din, like all those years on Tatooine. So those are all stories that maybe he is telling.
They kind of fill in the
like maybe he's in this throne in Jabba's palace, and he's essentially telling his story to whoever.
I don't know. I think if they don't do something like that,
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't really want the other option, so I'm just gonna like focus on.
So let's talk about Din and I'm losing my mind. The other Mandalorians. Bo-Katan and the one that was with her. I can't remember her name. So I don't know what's going to be. They had a third guy in their troop.
They did have,
and he wasn't there. Where's the other guy? Where did he go?
There were 4 of them, right? It was like the 2.
Well, it was the 2 women and the dude who saved him from the pirates from the ship. Yeah. But in this episode, it was just the 2 women. The dude wasn't with them.
Yeah, I don't know where he went.
We don't know their name. He's got to go with whoever has a ship.
It says our connection is unstable.
Our connection is unstable. Our connection's fine.
Okay, it's better now.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was. Okay, anyway, I don't want the 3rd season. It's all kind of the same to me. It helps me.
I want it to be about that a little bit, but I don't want it to be only. We're cutting out. Oh, no, y'all are cutting out? Are we still cutting out? Looks like we're still in. Our Wi-Fi signal looks strong.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong.
Maybe it's global warming. Bad guy, and if it's not going to be little Gideon, Moff Gideon,
right,
in the Ahsoka series, I got to come up with something.
At the end of season 1, we kind of had an idea on what season 2 was going to be about.
Right.
Like there was just kind of like a general idea, and here there's like nothing. We're left with nothing because like they ended the Grogu plot basically. The storyline is over, so we don't have any idea what is coming. I
think one area that could be an area of conflict, because remember, you just need conflict in the story, right? One area of conflict could be the Mandalorians that he was with in season 1, sort of those rogue Death Watch, the one with the armorer. The armorer was not at all in season 2. So I wonder now that he's taken his helmet off and he's done some of that they find out, and then he ends up having to fight against them with Bo-Katan's people.
Yeah.
And so now it's like Mandalorian versus Mandalorian type of thing.
Maybe.
That could be something that's going on. Are we still cutting out?
I don't know how.
That's what we get for stealing Wi-Fi from Burger King. We're not doing that. It's this Wi-Fi at our house.
I don't think. Okay, I don't know how the armorer would find out about the Mandalorian taking his helmet off when they were like on the base.
I don't know how they would, but
because he was in like the disguise, right? But like maybe on the ship, like on the end, maybe she'll find out.
I don't know. Andrew says we're cutting in and out. Maybe it's Andrew's Wi-Fi. Why don't you get on your phone and see if you can see it? Maybe it's Andrew's Wi-Fi that's cutting in and out. I
believe you, but
I hate to have a bad
right
because our Wi-Fi signal is really strong. And so if anyone else is watching, if the video isn't working for you or the audio, let us know. So how's it work? This is so meta.
This is so weird. And there's like a delay.
Oh, it's a delay. Oh, I just said that. That's so creepy. No, don't do that anymore. It sounds good.
This is weird. Okay.
Yeah, don't do that anymore. I'm totally freaked out now.
That was so
It's like I'm in a time machine. Like
so
blinking. Weird. He had the tape measure that was the time machine from Gravity Falls. Blendin.
Did you say blank?
I thought it was Blinkton. Blendin.
No.
Yeah, whatever. It's our Gravity Falls fail. So I don't know what's going to happen with the Dark Saber and with Gideon.
We didn't talk about this as much as I feel like I wanted to, but I don't know what else there is to say. Like we don't have anything. Like I don't really have any other theories or anything. I haven't.
Well, you
read
know,
up
in
on what
season 3,
people
there's gonna be
think.
some kind of monster because there was like a monster he had to beat in season 1 and a monster he had to beat in season 2. So there's gonna be some kind of monster in season 3.
Right, but that's such a. Those are like fluff episodes.
I wonder about the if Ahsoka's gonna be in season 3. Any?
I don't know.
I don't want them to
she
overuse
wasn't-
her.
I don't want them to overuse her. She's getting her own series, and like she wasn't like what purpose would she serve in season 3? I feel like they're gonna be.
I don't know what story they're going to tell. I mean, everyone knew in season 2 what the story was going to be about.
Right.
You know, he's got to get the kid to a Jedi.
Right.
There's no one knows. I guess the only thing is, what am I going to do with this dark saber? I don't want to rule Mandalore. You want this thing, but I can't give it to you. So how are we going to exchange this thing
And not die.
But I don't. But I don't know.
Like,
which is the way? We need. They got to tell us which the way is.
Yeah.
What way is it?
And it's like I just don't want them to overuse her, and I can't figure out what plot line would use her in the way that it would need to that she would need to be used. I feel like her series is going to have more references back to the Mandalorian than the Mandalorian will have to her, because because of a lot of reasons, right? Because like Moff Gideon was defeated in the Mandalorian, and so why would it not be? Why would that not be important in the Ahsoka series? Whereas Ahsoka is just a person, so I don't know if she will be present in season 3. If that makes any sense.
Here's what I hope I don't see much of. I don't want to see a whole bunch of. I think removing Grogu possibly from the storyline more will help because it was rapidly approaching too much Grogu. It was just getting to be a lot.
They tried too hard to give Grogu the memes that Grogu had in the first season.
Well, maybe he finds another little thing that he has to save.
See, but that would be boring. I don't want to watch that. We just watched that.
I think he has to come up against an army. There has to be like an army that they have to defeat, like a real siege, like a real war type thing, a war scenario, because he hadn't had that yet.
Well, like
where he's got to pick a side. And
he did like in the beginning of his life, like the war scenario.
Right, but I think season 3 may be about him having to decide who he wants to be. Do I want to be this bounty hunter that was a child of the Watch, or do I want to be, someone coming back to help rebuild the Mandalorian race or planet? Because apparently the planet was all messed up after the siege of Mandalore. So I don't know what's going on there.
I don't know what else I want to see from Mandalorian. I feel like we got enough background to like. I mean, I kind of want to know more about like what Grogu is and everything, but I don't think we're gonna get that. So
listen, I want more seasons, but let's say, for example, they didn't make any more seasons. The only thing that I don't know what happens is we don't know what happens to Gideon.
Right.
We don't know what happens to Grogu in the long term because he would have been around during the sequels. But was it? So here's a question. It came up. I saw this online. Was he at Luke's Jedi Academy when Kylo Ren killed everybody? When Kylo and the Knights of Ren destroyed everything?
So was Grogu? If he was Grogu killed?
But it would have been like 30 years after that. So he's probably gone by then.
But isn't Grogu already like 100 years old?
Yeah, but he lives to be like 1,000.
Exactly, and so 30 years would
he would still be like a little baby looking thing, but he would be fully trained. I guess is my question. So if he was there, he was either killed by Kylo and the Knights of Ren when they destroyed everything, or he magically escaped again, like he did when Order 66 came about.
If he magically
so when Anakin went in and killed all the younglings, he didn't kill Grogu because Grogu was saved by someone that we don't know about yet. So there's a question. Maybe we find out who actually saves Grogu.
Assuming he doesn't die.
Coruscant. Well, who saved him?
Yeah, in the beginning.
Right. Maybe that's how they bring like a Mace Windu in.
Maybe. I wonder if the next phase of Star Wars movies takes place after the sequels, and like will Grogu be in them? Like assuming he lives from this Jedi training attack.
Right.
now, okay, so not only do you have like a big name in the Star Wars universe that people buy toys for,
Mm-hmm.
he fits in your plot line. Why not put him in the movies when people already love him? So like, I wonder if that'll tie everything all together.
I don't know.
Maybe, but like that feels like so far away.
Yeah,
And
it's a long way off.
they're not usually the type to make us wait all that time for
Right.
background information.
Right. Yeah. At this point in the storyline, I'm not sure Kylo Ren is even born yet.
Yeah.
Andrew said Sabine had the Darksaber in Rebels. I thought she was the one. Sabine gave it to Bo-Katan, and then Bo-Katan lost it to Gideon, I guess.
Somehow, or she lost.
Yeah, we don't know how
else
Gideon ended. We still don't know how Gideon ended up with the sword. So either during the siege of Mandalore, she lost it, and he got it. He found it, or someone defeated
like
her,
something happened,
and then he defeated that other person. Like, we don't know how it exactly how it exchanged hands. I don't know. It's a good question. I saw a YouTube video. I didn't watch it yet, but I saw that we talked about how Sabine was able to give the Darksaber to Bo-Katan. So that's an interesting plot hole. How could Sabine give it and then Din couldn't?
Right.
So I don't know. We'll have to learn that. Maybe that's something we have to learn about in season 3 too.
Then why is yeah, we just said that. So
right. Well, maybe that's part of what happened in Mandalore after she gave the Darksaber to Bo-Katan. Maybe what happened was they didn't see her as the real ruler anyway, and she had a hard time, and it led to bad things happening.
Yeah.
And now they have to go back to the way I don't know.
There's a lot of things.
We'll see what happens.
That there's a lot of questions that I have, but they're very minor questions as opposed to the big general idea,
Right.
I mean, unless they want to make the Darksaber the big main idea of the third season,
right,
I feel like that can be resolved in a grand total like one episode.
I'm sure they have a story hooked up for it. I'm positive. I have all the faith in the world in the people running the show.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll have to see. What burning question I have that we can answer today, and that is, how does the Mandalorian cereal actually taste, and would you recommend buying it from somebody else? So we were gifted this cereal. I have some of it here. I'm not going to put it in milk because if it doesn't taste good outside of milk, then it's just going to be soggy and milky and still not taste good.
Yeah.
And I'm in the guest room and I'm not supposed to have food up here. So you want to try it? So apparently these are fruity things.
Like how this marshmallow.
And then the marshmallows are all shaped like Grogu.
I don't think this is a Grogu shape. Do y'all
it's
think
supposed
this
to
is
be a Grogu shape. A Grogu shaped marshmallow. Put it up on the screen.
Do y'all think this is?
Well, my cuticles need work, don't they? So there we go.
Look at that. It tastes just like Lucky Charms. Okay.
It does taste like Lucky Charms marshmallow. Let's try some of the pops. These are supposed to be like fruity.
You eat so loud, it's really gross. Okay, that tastes like nothing. So
it's a little sweet.
You literally eat so loud, it's really disgusting. Like, it's really disgusting.
I'm sorry.
You don't have to like chomp. Like, okay.
I'm a chomper.
They don't really want to hear us eat.
These are. So here's my review.
They taste like Fruit Loops.
If you're looking for a combination of Lucky Charms and like Kicks,
it tastes like Fruit Loops.
It's like, doesn't taste like Fruit Loops.
Yes, I do.
So it's Kicks. It looks like Kicks, tastes like Fruit Loops, and it's got Lucky Charms marshmallows in it. If you like any of those three things, if you like those three things together, then you might like it. Yeah. We have a family size box that was gifted to us by a Secret Santa. I would not buy that.
I wouldn't buy it, but it's not too bad. I just won't eat it.
On a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the best.
3.
I'm gonna give it a 2 because I have to watch what I eat at my age. You can eat pretty much whatever you want. I can't. So yeah, Mandalorian cereal. Are you in or are you out?
I'm out.
I'm out. I'm out on the Mandalorian. It's the only about bad. Mandalorian I don't like.
It wasn't cereal. Bad. I just won't ever eat it.
Now I got cereal mouth.
Okay, well, you didn't have to keep eating it. That's on you.
I'm a little hungry though.
Well, you could have eaten before. You had it all day.
All right, there we go. That's better. All right, so Mandalorian cereal review, not so good. But if you're a little kid, and you don't eat much, and mom and dad are trying to get you to eat, I'd try it. I'd throw it in front of a kid and say, "Hey, it's Grogu cereal.
Yeah.
There
Okay.
you go." It's probably nasty in milk. They'll probably get soggy really
It's
fast.
probably really gross. Okay.
All right.
What's next?
What do we got on the list?
I can't read.
Any
it.
Marvel news?
No, I've wanted to talk about Marvel for a while on the show because we haven't talked about Marvel in a long time, but nothing new is happening in the universe in the MCU, so I don't know what there is to talk about. I mean, like, I guess you could talk about like old stuff, or like just do a generic like favorite or something like that, like ranking.
Well, I have
or
some
whatever.
news. You want to share some Disney news?
Sure,
It's not Marvel related.
sure.
So on New Year's Eve, so we collect these keys. Let me find one of the keys. Here, I'll just take this one.
This one right here.
So we have the keys. So this is the Black Widow key.
This is the
Oh, the ink and paint.
ink and paint.
Yeah, that one was good.
I liked the ink and paint.
And we have this collection here of the Disney Studios, Marvel, Pixar, Lucasfilm. We actually have an extra one of these. I ordered more than one. I wasn't supposed to, and I did it by accident.
We should
So
we should do a giveaway.
We should do a giveaway. Maybe after we get at least 100 subscribers on our YouTube channel, we'll do a giveaway.
We could do a giveaway. That'd be fun.
But we have an extra one of those. But there are 2 keys coming out on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, there's like a Grogu key, right?
No, the Grogu key's already out.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
I told Santa about it. We'll see what happens. There's a Soul key
Okay.
that looked really cool. It's got it's like purple, I think, and gold, and it's got the logo on it. Look really cool. But they have a 2021 key for the year 2021 with Mickey on it. That one looks really cool too.
Yeah, but we don't collect things with years on them.
But we collect the keys.
Well, yeah, but we don't collect things with years on them. If you listen to the episode, you already knew that because you said that about the.
We might have to make an exception with the keys. It's really cool looking.
You mentioned Soul, and I want to talk about Soul because like I'm really excited.
But I have one more piece of news, and we can talk about
Okay,
Soul.
what's your last piece of news?
So, and this came out within the hour from
it?
Disney. Yeah, from Disneyland. So Disneyland was redoing Snow White's Scary Adventures. Remember, we
Yes.
rode that at Disneyland in California.
Yes.
Snow White's Scary Adventures. And it's been going through a refurbishment. But today, the sneak preview has come out. So not only did they repaint the outside, so it's a little softer, a little friendlier, the interior of the ride, they changed a bunch of the scenes. So they have like a lot of the mine scenes. So a lot of it looks like what's at the mine train ride in Disney World, but it's not a roller coaster.
Right.
And it's more of Snow White at the very beginning dancing and playing. And the name of it is now Snow White's Enchanted Wish. So I think they took the scary out.
Right.
And they just made it a happy Snow White story, fairy tale, where at the end she gets, her wish comes true and all this stuff. So that's really cool.
I wonder if they have more plans to open if they're giving us previews to new things that they've added to the parks and changed. I don't. That's mean. Giving us like a preview of that and not letting us go ride it.
Well, you can't. Well, yeah, but they just want you to tell you what's coming. I think they're preparing for the fact that they want to show off what they're doing to keep people excited and interested. Yeah. Like Adventures Campus, I've heard is almost completely done. And there's a Marvel topic, Adventures Campus.
Yeah, but we've already talked about Avengers.
Did I say Adventures?
Yeah, I think so.
Avengers.
Avengers.
I'm getting old. Avengers Campus.
We've already talked about Avengers Campus, and we talked about how we were supposed to go when it was supposed to be done in July. But that didn't happen.
True.
So I had like an envelope and it had like cash in it. So like before the world shut down, I had a job. Duh. And so I had my envelope and it was like my Star Wars fund.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like,
because you're going to build lightsaber.
Right, I was going to build lightsaber. I was going to build droid. I had my fund of money I was going to spend in Galaxy's Edge.
Mm-hmm.
In an envelope, and then it didn't happen, so I just put all the money back in my money drawer.
But you still have it.
Well, yeah.
Well, eventually we'll go back and we'll get one.
Well, yeah, but not for a while.
If we can go this summer, will you go?
No, there's a pandemic.
But we might go this summer.
Why would we go this summer during the pandemic?
Well, if Disneyland opens, then the pandemic will be. Let me tell you something. If Disneyland opens in California, it's because the virus is much more under control than it is
Disneyland
today.
needs to be in New York.
Why? It'd be closed there too.
Right, but like
It'd
that
be
means like when
frozen.
it was open, the virus must be under control if it's open in New York.
The weather is bad in New York for having a theme park like that.
True.
I mean, it snows in Paris at Disneyland Paris, and they always have snow on the ground there. It gets cold there.
That just sounds really cool.
Well,
Anyway,
we can do a dad joke. You want to do a dad joke?
sure.
Which Disney
Slowly.
character is the earliest to wake up every day?
Which one?
Donald. He gets up at the quack of dawn.
He's so aggressive with it. Donald.
Donald gets up at the quack of dawn. That's his alarm clock.
Are we gonna do those what ifs?
We can do some what ifs.
Are they on Instagram?
No, I wrote them down.
Oh, okay. Oh well.
So let's do the one that was shared with us from our friend Alexandra from New Zealand,
Okay.
who emailed us, or maybe it was on Instagram. She put it something like, what if Disney sold, I call it a Fast Pass Plus, where you pay extra for like a super fast pass that you automatically just go to the front of the line on. She said, what if that was a thing that Disney did?
I think that could be super rad. I mean, like, I don't know if I would want to buy the Fast Pass Express and then immediately get to jump to the front of the line. I feel like Fast Pass Express could just be like an automatic Fast Pass for every ride.
Right.
Instead of just like going to the front of the line, because like that's, if you're going to do that, you're going to have to charge like a lot of money more per person.
I think fast passes, when they come back, will be things people have to pay for anyway. I think the days of the free fast pass are coming to an end because Disney's going to want to recoup some more revenue,
I
and
don't
that's an
think
easy
so.
way to get revenue.
No, I don't think people would buy them.
I do. I think people will. I think people will buy
Depends on
them.
how much.
Well,
you
people
charge for
buy
them.
they buy the photo passes. You don't need a photo pass. You take your own pictures.
True.
So they buy photo passes. They spend money on dining plans that they don't really need. They overspend on that. So I think the convenience, people will pay for convenience. So here's a business lesson. If you can find a way to make life more convenient for people, they will pay you for that service. For example, we don't really need dry cleaners, like all these cleaners. People send stuff to the cleaners that you don't need to send to the cleaners. Like a cotton dress shirt doesn't have to go to the cleaners. You can wash it at home and iron it yourself. But people send it to the cleaners because it's more convenient for them not to do it.
Right.
Right. So if it's more convenient for me to not stand in line and be able to do more, and I'm going to pay an extra $50 a day, people are going to pay $50 a day when they're already spending a couple of $1,000s on a trip. They're going to spend an extra $50 a day to have unlimited fast passes or whatever, or $100 a day for unlimited fast passes. But Alexandra's idea is a super fast pass, like a Fast Pass Plus, where you don't just get into a fast pass line, you go all the way to the front of the line. Here's the problem with that. If you and I walk into the line, we both have the same Fast Pass Plus, one of us isn't going to the front of the line by default.
Right.
So you'd either have to charge a whole lot of money or you'd have to limit how many of those you sell. And if you charge too much, you're already charging. Like if I wanted to do a VIP tour of Disneyland, it's like a couple of $1,000s. I don't have to wait in line for rides. Like the tour guides, they bring you right to the front of the line, right? Well, you can pay for that already if you want to do a VIP tour. I think the idea is a good one. I think executing that idea would be challenging.
Yes. I agree. I'm getting really tired, and we're like both running out of like.
What's the other
energy.
what if?
I don't know.
The other what if is, what if Mother Gothel had just been honest with Rapunzel from the beginning? So here's my thoughts on that. Ready? Rapunzel did not know who her parents were, her
Mhm.
real parents. She genuinely believed Mother Gothel was her mother.
Mhm.
What if, you're living with this mother. Why not just tell the child, listen, Rapunzel, there's something I have to tell you. There's a reason we have to stay up in the castle all the time, where you have to stay here, because your hair is magical and it's the only thing keeping me alive. And I'm your mother. So if you don't want your mother to die, you need to stay in the castle and let me use the hair so I can stay alive. Now, what kid would have said, no, Mom, I'm leaving anyway. Good luck. You're on your own. right? I think Mother Gothel made a mistake. She should have just said, Rapunzel, I need you to stay here. If you leave, or if your hair gets damaged out there, I die, and I'm your mother. Now, we all know she wasn't her real mother.
Right, but like
But
Rapunzel didn't know that.
Rapunzel didn't know that. So if Mother Gothel had just been honest with her, she'd probably still be around.
Yeah, I agree.
Why would she keep that a secret?
Yeah, I don't. Well, I feel like Rapunzel knew her hair was magic, but I don't think she knew like what it did. And so, yeah, if it was like explained to her that it's keeping her mother alive, like her mother, I guess, I don't think she would want to leave, or not leave, but like.
But at a
She
certain
wouldn't
point, she's
have-
like, I need to meet some people, Mom. I
Right.
mean, I won't leave, but can we at least get some people to come over? You know, can you come with me in the town?
Right, like at a certain point.
And
So.
I mean, who was going to recognize? I mean, Rapunzel was in town dancing around. Nobody said,
Right,
wait a minute, that's the
nobody
long lost princess. No one
Right.
knew who she was. So it's not like bringing her in the town would have sparked some kind of controversy.
Right, like why did no one recognize her? That's the thing. Like
Because she left when she was a baby.
But she was supposed
She's
to
like
be
18 now.
She was supposed to be like the spitting image of her mother, though.
But she wasn't. Her mother had dark hair.
No.
Didn't she?
Yeah, I guess.
Didn't the mom have dark hair?
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know. What about the holidays?
I don't know.
Here's a
Coming up in,
confession.
like,
How about
4
here's a
days.
Disney confession from me. I just really can't get too excited about holiday movies and TV. I know people get excited about it, like Lifetime during this time of year. People love watching those. I can't do it. I can't do it.
But like that's the point.
But even the Disney stuff, like I'm sure there's really fun, cute stuff out there, but I struggle to really want to watch any of that. I just do. As a confession. And especially if it's a Disney Channel original movie. Here's a real deep confession from someone who runs a Disney podcast. I do not like Disney Channel original movies. I do not like DComs.
That's honestly fair.
I don't like any of them. I don't think there's a single one that I've ever watched or even been on in the room with for more than a few minutes that I was like, oh, I need to finish this. I don't like any of them.
Finish them anyway.
No, I don't. Well, it's because you're dominating the room or whoever's in there has it on. But
you can leave.
I don't like any of them. I really don't care about any of them.
That's fair.
So even the
They're
holiday
all
stuff, I'm like,
awful.
okay.
They're all awful.
Right.
Like none of them are good.
Why is getting a lump of coal in your stocking at Christmas a bad thing? I mean, if you're Bob Cratchit, you were given one lump of coal and Scrooge said, make it last. I would have loved another lump of coal in my stocking at Christmas. That would have been like the greatest gift ever.
Yeah.
So why do we tell kids, you're going to get coal?
Yeah, but like, why coal too? I mean, like, that's just so strange. Like, when I was younger, I remember not even knowing what, like, coal was. Like, I was like...
But you know what it is now.
I mean, yeah, but like, when I was younger, I was like, what is coal?
There has to be something worse. Like
that's just like a Ninjago character. Like,
yeah, kids, at some point, kids don't even know what coal is. Like you just said, they don't know what coal is. And if you don't watch A Christmas Story... Is that what it's called? A Christmas Story? A Christmas Carol? If you don't watch A Christmas Carol,
the one with the
you'll shoot your eye out.
Yeah.
Or if you don't watch A Christmas Carol, you know what coal is anymore. I think we need to change that. If you're not good, if you're on a naughty list, you're going to get a bag of rocks.
See, like, you can still get the rock thing across if you just say rocks.
You're going to get a bag of broken glass.
Like, why specifically coal? Just say rocks.
You're going to get grass clippings. You need a bag of grass clippings for Christmas this year. Have fun with that, kid.
You're going to get the leftover, like the shredded papers from the paper shredder.
Yeah. We had to empty the trash. This is what you get.
Right.
Paper shreds.
Right.
You need to get those little
you're gonna get candy wrappers.
Those popper, those
the confetti.
No, not confetti. You wrap things in it to keep it safe. The air.
Yeah.
The little air bubbles, the bubble wrap.
Air wrap, yeah.
But they're already
they're
already
popped.
They're bubble wrap. They're already popped. You just get used bubble wrap. That's your gift. Make it last. I don't understand the cool thing. Tiger Cruise was the best. What does that mean?
I don't know either. I'm gonna look it up.
Andrew says Tiger Cruise was the best. Was that part of our?
It's a Disney Channel original movie
I wouldn't have any idea.
from 2004.
I thought it was something to do with the Jungle Cruise.
That was at first I thought it was like Tiger King, and I was like, wait a second.
What about our episode? Remember our episode where we did the Upside Down Disneyland?
Yeah.
And the Jungle Cruise was just one scene of Tom Cruise movies after another.
Yes.
Like him running around, him riding a motorcycle without a helmet. He does that in like every movie. He's riding a motorcycle without a helmet or running through a city. That was our Upside Down Jungle Cruise.
Yeah.
That was fun.
That was fun.
More people should have watched that episode. They would have laughed and enjoyed themselves.
That was a fun episode. Our most popular episode is the villains episode.
I thought it was the princesses.
No, it's the villains episode.
Where we rank the villains?
Right, and you didn't even want to do that. You were like, this is so lame. Like, you're just ranking the favorite villains. Like, that's so boring.
Well, then we need to talk more about villains. I think it's topical. I think it's during Halloween and people are like, interested in that stuff.
I think we do need
No one wants to talk about villains during Christmas. What is this, Christmas villains?
That's true. We're so close to 1,000 followers on Instagram.
Yeah, if you're not following us on Instagram, you should, but you probably are because that's where we advertise we're actually doing this. And so you probably heard about this actual live stream from our Instagram or our Facebook or our Twitter. So you're probably already following us in some way, shape, or form. But you may not be a patron.
Tell your friends to follow us so
right.
we can get 1,000 followers.
We'd love to have 1,000 Instagram followers. We'd love to have 100 YouTube subscriptions. So if you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do so. That's important. We're not making any money off the YouTube, right?
Mm-mm.
I was told this week, and maybe people watching can help us with this. I was told this week by some people I work with that we should be on TikTok, that more people would be like coming to our show if we were on TikTok.
I don't know.
What do you think about that? They said that people like the younger crowd, they're not doing Instagram and Facebook.
People
Twitter.
Don't like, that's not how TikTok works. Like, you don't advertise on TikTok. Like, it won't work.
I was told that I would be good for TikTok. That middle-aged, older guys saying stupid things are popular.
That's not a good idea. No, that's not a good idea.
I downloaded the app on my phone.
Did you?
Yeah, but I didn't create an account yet. I haven't gone that step. It's just on the phone. I don't know anything about TikTok.
It's
other than the crocodile that ate Captain Hook's hand.
I don't think we should be on TikTok. No.
Well, you would know because that's your thing.
That would not go over well.
The streams would cross. You don't want to be on TikTok.
It just like wouldn't go over well. Like, people don't.
Is it like video?
Yeah, and people aren't very kind on TikTok.
Oh no, Andrew says no, don't do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if Andrew says no, I guess we won't. I'll erase the app. I can't keep up with what we're doing now. Putting things on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and keeping a real job and doing YouTube and editing podcasts. So we want to do more podcasts. Anyone out there have an idea for a podcast episode? We would love to have one. We need to do some interviews too. We need to get some more people on. We haven't done an interview episode in a long time. We have some podcast friends that listen to our show every week that show us a lot of love over on Instagram. Maybe we need to reach out to some of those other podcasters and see if they'd like to come on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they have teenagers that they can invite on the show, and that there should be a teenager takeover.
We've been talking to some people. We just like haven't gotten around to like confirming a date or whatever, and so it's been, kind of slow.
Right. Some of those other podcasters have teenage children, and maybe the teenagers need to take over and throw the adults out for an episode.
Yeah.
Teen chat.
I don't know.
That sounds it could be very cool or it could be very lame.
Yeah.
Kind of depends. All right. We're coming up on about 50 minutes on this episode. Anything else you want to share with what's going on?
No, I think it's time to.
It's a beautiful day. Yeah. Probably wrap things up here. We want to thank everybody for joining us on the live show. We really appreciate it. We hope you've enjoyed it. As I said before, go to our website for more, DisneyAssembled.com. You can listen to all of our podcast episodes. You can subscribe to our podcast. You can leave us an email. You can leave us a voicemail. You can read all the Disney dad jokes of the week that we've done. All that good stuff is on our website, DisneyAssembled.com. There's also a link to our store. Click on the store link. Go to TeePublic, t-shirts, masks, flags, There's flags.
Okay.
Andrew said there were flags. I don't know. Flags, notebooks. What else is on there? Coffee mugs,
Stickers.
cups,
Stickers.
all kinds of good stuff
I don't know
there.
if you already said stickers.
And of course, you can subscribe and be part of our Patreon family. It'd be fantastic. We have a $5, $10, and a $20 a month tier with special awards, but all of them get the special bonus episodes, which we need to do more of during our holiday break. We'll put some of those special reassembled episodes out really soon. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Leave us a 5-star rating and review over on Apple Podcasts. We'd love to read some more reviews. I'd like to get at least 1 or 2 more before the end of the calendar year. A couple more reviews.
Yeah.
And maybe get up to at least 50 subscribers on the YouTube channel before the end of the year. It'd be great. We really appreciate that. All right. Well, listen, we really appreciate you spending some time with us today. We hope you've enjoyed this. We've enjoyed being with you. Look for the podcast. If you haven't listened to this week's podcast episode, go to your favorite podcatcher and check it out. Look for Disney Assembled. Or you can go to our website, like I said before, DisneyAssembled.com. It's all there. All right, guys. Thank you for all your support. I guess that'll do. And until next time, see you real soon. Oh, yeah, hit the button. Here we go.